This episode was suggested by Liam Buchanan, White Barrio Star, Goba, Anthony D, Raven Guillen, and Gabriel. Thank you. Another day, another Derby profile. Today's episode is on the champion 2-year-old Citizen Bull. Let's go! First up, the stats. 6 starts, 4 wins, 1/3, and the highest earnings of any horse in the Kentucky Derby, $1.45 million. For major races, he's won the American Pharoah Stakes, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, the Robert B. Lewis, and was most recently 4th in the Santa Anita Derby, leading to a lot of concern. For running style, he's very stereotypical of Bob Baffert, mainly being a front runner. He goes to the lead, has it uncontested, and wins. The closest thing to an exception is when he was half a length from the leaders in his maiden victory. Besides that, that's how he wins every single race. And differentiations in that pattern have proven to be his Achilles heel. In the Del Mar Futurity, he was nearly second to last and used up all his energy to try and catch up with his compadres, and it didn't work out, and he finished flat. Then he was challenged for the lead in the Santa Anita Derby by a rabbit, and was worn out by the time they hit the top of the stretch, leading to a duel between Journalism and Baeza. For strengths, he is a dual Grade 1 winner, which is very accomplished, especially compared to the rest of the horses in this field. He's a horse with early speed in a race with not a lot of it. He wasn't 100% in the Santa Anita Derby, so there is some cause to say that he could improve off of that disappointing effort. And lastly, change in tactics. This is more of an unpredictable part, but it seems as though there's going to be different strategy for Citizen Bull going into this Derby. All 6 of his starts have been with blinkers. This time, they're coming off. And in his workout, he was trained to stalk behind a horse and pass them. This possibly could suggest a strategy of teaming up, having Rodriguez set the pace so that Citizen Bull can come home late. But this is pure speculation, so don't quote me on that. Either way, this change of strategy could unlock a different dimension if this horse is still as good as he was last year. If not, it could just be a failed experiment. For weaknesses, so far in his 6 races, he folds under little pressure. In the Santa Anita Derby, he ran in a 5-horse field and had a rabbit run against him. That was enough for him to be absolutely done for, and Journalism absolutely obliterate him. He wasn't even in the conversation. It was Journalism versus Baeza in the stretch. Any differentiation to his strategy so far has been cause for defeat. Also, historically, champion 2-year-old is an unenviable position in horse racing. We've seen it in the past, and heck, Baffert has trained a champion 2-year-old to win the Triple Crown in American Pharoah, but the last 2 champion 2-year-olds that Baffert has had, Corniche and Game Winner, were duds after their 2-year-old year, and never replicated that form. With that disappointing performance in the Santa Anita Derby, Citizen Bull is going to have to prove a lot to make sure that he doesn't go around the same path of the stereotypical precocious 2-year-old. I'd say that overall, Citizen Bull is a very flashy horse with a lot of great stats. However, he has a lot of very glaring weaknesses underneath that glamour, which is cause for concern. He is going to have to prove that he is still just as good as he was when he was a 2-year-old. For that, I will give him a B grade. And with that, that concludes this episode of Derby Profile. Next time, I'm going to be covering American Promise, because I'm getting a lot of comments about that, and I want to satiate my hungry and loving fans, enthusiastic about the Derby just as I. Thank you all so much. See you guys next time.